Welcome back to another special edition of the warm-up show with our co-host directly for the beautiful Sunshine State in Florida. And we have to find another co-host from Ontario, Canada, Toronto. Mr. ENORTAP is in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Happy Wednesday to everybody.
Happy Wednesday, May 11, 2022. Mr. ENORTAP, 3 games on the program tonight. We know Colorado sweep the Nashville, so we're only 3 games tonight. We're going to talk a little bit of what happened last night, the recap of the 4 games in NHL, of course, and then also we're going to talk a little bit about the NHL 3. Couple of news around the league today. Darnell Nurse is one of them, and then maybe talking about the legacy of Patrick Marleau around the league, what he accomplished after 21 years in the NHL, 1,776 games. But the most important things, Mr. ENORTAP, it's not about us, it's about the people in the chat. We have already some people already over there. Which side are you going on? You going to this way or going to this way? All right, so I'm not sure what to do anymore. So I just follow what you sent me. So that's what happening. By the way, we're going to talk about the leaderboard in the next couple of minutes. Talk about the people did a very good job last night and some did not do. And who is going to be the jail today? That's another big question about that. We have already some people in the house. Miss Kelly in the house tonight. Welcome back. Mr. David Hunt. David, my friend, bless you, my friend. David have an amazing, great YouTube channel. If you want to visit him, listening great music, piano, the morning, and have an amazing, great meditation, maybe, and listening him is an amazing, great human being, Mr. David. Welcome back. Thanks to join us and to stop by. And directly from Finland, Mr. Yamo Verpenen. And we have Mr. Ron with Kings 20, winner of the Los Angeles Kings, Mr. ENORTAP. Yesterday, amazing, great performance for the Kings and number 1 fans from Utah. Welcome back, Mr. Ron.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Thank you so much, Mr. David. Remind everybody to click on the likes. If everything is big in New Jersey, Joseph LANHAM, like the fans on the Montreal Canadiens, are happy because Joseph see his Devils jumping for the rank number 5 to rank number 2, Mr. Joseph LANHAM. Thank you to be a part of the show tonight. New York, upstate New York. Welcome back, the supporter of the Hockey National Show, Mr. Jose Duarte. Welcome back.
Jose.
And we are the insider of the Hockey National Show for the Montreal Canadiens. Back in the house tonight, Mr. Center Ice and Drew Lepage from Nova Scotia.
Hey, Andrew.
And Mr. Terry T. Welcome back, Mr. Terry T. in the house.
Terry, how's it going?
He said, Mr. ENORTAP, he said, terrible for Edmonton, hope for the Minnesota. We'll see about that one over there. And it looked like Corey brazen breakout. You have escaped. You can find me. Not a problem, Corey. At that moment, we'll let it go until it's off season, Corey. So don't worry about that. You're out, and we're going to see you next couple of days for sure. Welcome back, Mr. Corey Hill.
Corey, how's it going?
David said, I thought they will do better, Boston Bruins. What do you think so far?
Well, so far it's been a home series, right? And it's been true that whoever scores first in the series has been winning the games. We'll see if that formula still holds true tonight in Boston.
Yeah, big game for sure tomorrow night.
Not tonight. Sorry.
But we'll see. And Mr. Richard Mullins, directly from where, Mr. ENORTAP? L'Île Perrot in Montreal. Welcome back. The standing comic.
Hey,
Ben.
L'Île Perrot.
Richard.
I love you, Richard. I love you.
Richard, what are you doing right now? Are you ready? Richard? Because I don't know, Mr. ENORTAP, but why not to set up this right now? It's time for the gel, Mr. ENORTAP. Went out to set up right away right there, or we'll see what's going on with that part of there. Who do you think is going to be there? Many people have a 1-3 yesterday, and we have to pick up the car today because we don't have a great many people. We have to be sure we. And we ready? Are you ready, Richard Modern, directly from the Montreal Isle? Perro is going to be right there in the jail of the Hockey National Show for the next 24 hours with the performance of 0-4. And Roger is going to pick you up the next 30 minutes. Please be on at the door with your luggage or 24 hours. The tuna will be ready. The drink will be ready. Your own TV. You pack yourself tonight. So enjoy your time for yourself. Bring maybe a book or something you have to read because you have not many distractions. Richard, he bring people, then he left. And you stuck there for 24 hours, Mr. Richard Molin. And that's what's going on with you, Mr. Richard. And but the good news, Mr. ENORTAP. Do you know?
Thank Richard.
Do you know the good news?
What's the good news?
That's his second time.
Oh,
so he knows everything there. He don't have to learn. He don't have to learn. He's been there with 6 people. He was with you, by the way, the time he been there. Now he's going to figure out what he have to do by himself over there.
But he pulled a magic trick and he disappeared. I don't know where he went.
That's the key about that one over there. So, Richard, have a great time over there. Enjoy your time, and we're going to see what we can do for you the next couple of days. But that's happening, Mr. Caleb's back in the house. Mr. Caleb, thanks to be a part of the show tonight. And Andrew, he think that Toronto going to win the series about that one over there.
Back and forth.
Ron with King said, how are you surprised about Nurse only got 1 game?
I'm not surprised. Usually in the playoffs, it's half of what they would ordinarily get in the regular season.
Yeah, I think so, though. And he is there. Yes, he is there. Ladies and gentlemen, we call him the Bud. We call him the Monkey. Sometimes we call him the Boy. But at the end of the day, we call him Bud the Monkey. And listen, Mr. ENORTAP. He's right there. He's at the game number 5 of the Philadelphia Panthers tonight against the Washington Capitals. He's right there live about that one over there.
Wow.
So that's great for him.
Nervous?
Enjoy your game, Mr. Bud the Monkey. And he said in French class for my final project, I decided to do a biography of Martin St. Louis, all in French. That's great, Bud the Monkey. Just call. You know, Bud the Monkey, when I was young at your age, I never do those stuff like that. I would call my cousin and I would give him $5 and he would do my homework, and then I can go play hockey outside.
And then he would go to Hooters. I know.
Well, I know, but I was too young at that time. But really? I was going out with the girls, but I would not go to Hooters yet. But I would not do homework. He will do my homework. And then during the exam at the end of the year, now I will flirt the girls, and then I will ask them to help him to copy my exam, and then I would pass that way over there. And that was my story. And when I went to the school.
Coach, this is a family channel. We're promoting negative things here.
That's not good. We talk about the thing we did not do well. So we're teaching them, do not do what I did. That's the point behind that. So you have a reason.
Better.
Hey, Yann Genet, welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show. Corinne, you're not in trouble anymore. That's a good thing. Yamo, Perron to Alcatraz look like Yamo. Roger, can you pull his boat about that one over there? I thought all we lost yesterday would be better. Yes, Richard might have, unfortunately. Be ready about that one over there. Terry said, I watched video. It's at the end for Shara, Thornton, Yandol. It's not...
Dustin Brown as well, yeah.
Yep. Sal did not know take out. They bring Price retired too well. Yep. A couple of players be out for sure. Mr. Terry about that. Yeah, but the Polizia, it's called the little bag, Yann. That's what happened. And Richard said, I'm back already. But the good news, Richard, You told us when you went to the show, to do a show in Toronto, you have to take the train. So now we have a special little bag for you, so you'll be a little bit more comfortable from the back of the little bag. And Roger is a great driver, and it will be fine about that one. Then the coccinelle, you don't want to joke your way out the jail. Coach, let our girlfriend to the school job. About that, we have Mr. Michael Devilano, who there is a family restaurant. Yeah,
that's
it is.
Right, Michael.
After that right. One over there. Usually, I always thought he was there for divorced men, but that's another subject another day.
No.
About that one over there. No, and I think Tampa gave the series away, and I think Tampa not show the next gear, and the series no urgency. Non, Yann, c'est pas non, c'est des ailes de poulet. Des ailes de poulet comme la cage au sport. Yann, no suspension show the frustration of the others.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by the LA on them.
You know, every year, Mr. ENORTAP, you have one player make something crazy, right? Usually, like last year, Kadri for the last 2 years, right? You got also Bennett last season for the Florida Panthers. So sometimes you have one get suspended during the season, during the playoff. It make maybe turn around the series, lose the momentum. Down in Nurse, now it's not a good time to do that. Yeah, no reason. We did never see a lot of that kind of action for any player in the NHL. It's rare you see that kind of. I have no clue what he was trying to do. You know, I know we have a hockey stick, so it's easier to hit someone, right?
And I think it was more reaction, just a reaction to the moment, and like you said, the frustration that had built up. It took a toll.
Yeah. C'est différent. Yeah, exactly, Yann. Anyone doubt of Philippe Danault now, Mr. Michael said about this. And Richard Moulin leave. Richard Moulin live near Bordeaux jail, Mr. ENORTAP. So that's the good news to hear that about that. That will conclude everything we saw at the chat. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. If you don't mind, that'd be great. But why not to starting with Mr. ENORTAP before we talk what happened last night, to do the leaderboard of what happened last night. Congratulations, Mr. Ron with Kings, Mr. ENORTAP. He's on the party boss of the Hockey National Show with a perfect 4-0. Congratulations, Ron with Kings 20. You're the only one at 4-0 yesterday. You know, we don't have yet the party. We don't have the boss, but, you know, we have the noise of that one over there. Oh, we have that one also. Congratulations about this. The boss is coming. We're not finished. We have some paint to do, some logo to put on it. But when the party boss will be ready, guys. We need to set up the lights inside the building, and then we'll be right away there. So we just need to find a driver because we don't want to use the same driver. Roger would be too busy. The body boss, we said, wait a minute, I cannot afford to drive both. So we need to find a driver. We're going looking about that. But also we have a few 3-1, not many. King of Gamer, 3-1 yesterday with the Blackhawks 97. Great performance for him yesterday. Many 2-2, a few 1-3 yesterday. And that gave now a leaderboard of Mr. Ron with King jumping from number 1 with a great performance yesterday past Yamo. And also François Pitre, both of them are 2-2. So Ron with King stayed alone the leaderboard at 19-9, following by 18-10, Yamo and François. And then you have a couple of people like you, Mr. ENORTAP, maybe not you. Joseph is 17-11. Pierre-Martin and Jose, 3 of them are 17-11. Mr. ENORTAP, I apologize for that one over there. And if you talk about winning percentage, a little bit lower. Andy Coivula is at 13-7 with less prediction, but break performance for Andy Coivula. So that's what we have right now about that one over there. You're welcome. Run, old school boss, Yamo. Yep. Mike, you is free, Yamo said. Is there any way for Kaprizov to get his team more involved, score less, but they set up teammates?
Well, he's definitely doing his job, but he's also a very intelligent hockey player. I think if he spots that he's got 2 or 3 players on him, he's always finding the trailing defenseman, or he goes around the board to one of the other players. So yeah, I think that I don't think it's up to Minnesota's offense. I think it's Minnesota's defense right now. That's the problem. They made a couple of mistakes yesterday, and it cost them that game.
Yeah, I agree with you about that one over there. And we have Mr. The red carpet open up for Mr. Nooner back in the house.
Hey, Roger.
Corey, you're doing well. Corey, you're doing well about that one over there. Any news for anything you want to make about the leaderboard? All good?
All good. Doesn't include the weekend, right?
No, the weekend is another way over there. The weekend we don't did anything because people don't participate. So for the playoff, we don't do the weekend.
Okay, just you and I.
You and Mike, yeah. So we have this leaderboard, but we have the under one, by the way. What a performance of the fantasy hockey last night.
Yeah,
that's another subject.
It's a good thing I jinxed the shutout. Otherwise, you would have done even better.
Yeah, you know, I missed last night the game St. Louis. I was really, really close to get the Blues last night. Like, really, really close. I have some guts. I did not take the guts. But
me too.
It is what it is. I have a guts tonight to do something different like you did today. So I did not copy you today. I want something different. But we'll see what's happening. 4 games last night, Mr. Nota. We know usually we do the presentation. We turn that we decide for the playoff to go straight right there. Let's talk about the 4 game yesterday, and of course starting with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Boston Bruins. What do you think about that performance?
Well, it's been, like I said, true to form so far. It's been a home and home series. You had Carolina at home. I think they dominated that game. Swayman had to make a total of 37 or 33 saves on 37 shots. They scored twice in the first period, and that too has been an indicator of who wins the game usually, whoever scores first, because they get to dictate the play. But if you look at Carolina, it's the depth that they have. Like Slavin had a goal, D'Angelo scored, Trocheck scored. Then there were 2 goals by Seth Jarvis, who's really come forward in this playoffs and shown, just how good of a pick he's been for them. And Boston really couldn't answer. And whenever they did have some good opportunities, credit to Ante Ranta for stepping up and keeping them at bay.
Carolina dominated the game from the beginning to the end. Boston never had a chance to catch up, right? Compared for Tampa Bay, Carolina protect the lead by 2 at some point and at 3. And the first player was really there. Swimmer was not ready. Looked like for me. He gave a bad goal at the beginning of the game, and then the rest fall apart. But you have to give credit for me for the Carolina Hurricane. And what about Tony DeAngelo?
Yeah.
3 point last night again. Second game he does this during the playoff. And Boston, is the team never gave up. So I expect him to come back. I think they will come back also with swimming. But we have a breaking news, Mr. ENORTAP, and it's coming right here. Can you read it?
Hi, Coach. I might show up tonight. It depends how I feel. Can you thank everyone? Support, please. Thanks. I appreciate it. I tell them I miss them and love them. All thanks. And that's from our friend Danny.
Here we go. So Danny just texted me right away live, so I want to share it with you guys. And glad he feel better. And if he's with us, great. If not, we know he's going to be back very soon. So for all the supporters here at the Hockey Nation Show, we wish him speed recovery, be back soon. And then also we want to thank everybody in the chat, Mr. ENORTAP, for the support and the prayer and the thought about Danny. The Hockey Nation Show is not a channel like everybody else we have, and it's a special with the great people around. And, so I would just want to thank also the people, grateful for the people in the chat also. It's vice versa. Game number 2, Carolina yesterday, Mr. ENORTAP, not Carolina, but the Toronto Maple Leafs come back twice during the game. Trade by 2 goals. again, the champion of Tampa Bay, what they are in discipline, I believe. But give us your update, your highlights about that game.
Coach, when you're two close teams like they are in terms of talent in the playoffs, you cannot do what Tampa Bay has been doing, and they basically gifted this game to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I want to give obvious credit to the Maple Leafs because I thought, even though you get things gifted, you still have to capitalize on them, and they did, to their credit. They took advantage. They played. They got encouragement and energy from their crowd. But when you have a 2-0 lead, and you had the kind of opportunities that Carolina had, and then you draw penalty after penalty, and then there were two of them that were too many men on the ice penalties. At this stage in the playoffs, like that's not championship hockey. We could say who's to blame for that? Is it the coach? Is it the players that don't have uh, their signals crossed or whatever the case is? But you can't take penalties like that, and you have to capitalize when you get the opportunities. Even when Tavares scored to make it 2-1, yes, Toronto got some energy out of that, but they had a breakaway shortly after that, and they could have scored. Great save by Campbell. I thought he really made some excellent saves to keep them in the game. And then in the third period, Toronto took over, and that was it. Like within the first 4 or 5 minutes, they scored 2 goals. I know McDonough tied it up, and then McDonough makes a big mistake that allows that 2-on-1 with Marner and Matthews. So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to give away games like that and expect now. Now, to their benefit, they haven't lost back to back in over 2 years now. So I know streaks like that are meant to be broken as well, but until they are, they're still viable. So going to Tampa Bay now, I would expect that they answer a little bit with more determination. And so I think this is going to become a 7-game series.
Yep, I think that would be go 7 over there. The first of all, Jack Campbell have an amazing, great game yesterday. I think that's the reason they won yesterday. Whatsoever, Matthew over the goal, and I think Campbell is the only reason why the Toronto won yesterday. Without him, they lose yesterday. He keep the game close all night. If not, it will be done. Because if Tampa Bay find a way to score 3 goals, Mr. Nortap, I think this is over. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say to you, the good news for Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky had maybe his best game yesterday since the beginning of the series. So to get Vasilevsky maybe better, that will help in Tampa Bay to go through the game number 6 and never know what could happen number 7. And if you go pressure game number 7, pressure is all on Toronto.
I believe so, yeah. I think
so. What they think. One thing I want to conclude with that game, Jason Spencer, between the first period, stepped up in the locker room and talked to the teammates and said, look, we are still in the game. We just need to score the next goal. We'll be fine. So the veteran like Jason Spencer remind a lot Corey Perry and those kind of players you have in your team. And he showed a lot leadership inside the team yesterday for the Jason Spencer. Game number 3 of the night, Mr. Nortap. It was the Minnesota versus the St. Louis Blues, the Tarasenko versus Kaprizov, the two power player from Russia. Have an amazing, great night, but I think the winner is the one did a hat trick. So what is your comments about that game?
Well, I thought, Coach, really, for 2 periods, Minnesota, I wouldn't use the word dominated, but they definitely had the advantage in the play of the game. Even though they were 2-2, I thought Minnesota had the greater opportunities. It looked like at some point they would break it open, but they didn't. And in the third period, I'm shocked that Minnesota came out and looked. I want to use the word listless, because maybe they thought they could relax, and a team that has the kind of depth that St. Louis has, you can ill afford to do that. There was just too many mental errors errors, especially on the defensive side. Spurgeon made a key error. We saw uh, even the goal that Tarasenko scored on the power, or not on the power play, on the breakaway. Um, and 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 I think Fleury's been very good in the series, but that was a save he should have probably made with his
It's the one over the
glove
glove,
side.
right?
Yeah, exactly. The problem is if this was early in the series, maybe they're thinking, okay, this is the perfect time to bring in our backup and try a game or two with them. But at this point, you've gone this far, you can't take Fleury out. He's got to play the last game or two, depending on how far this goes. I still think it'll go 7 games, but St. Louis is showing the importance of having that extra depth.
Yeah, first of all, we'll go to welcome back Corey Kidd. Welcome back with also John Gregor and also Jake McCanui. Welcome back.
Welcome, guys.
I have a bad news for you. It's going to be done at the St. Louis Blues tomorrow night.
It's possible.
It's funny because this series compared to other series is really a lot of shifting momentum. One game now to go back to back, then back to back. The entrance of Jordan Bennington in the middle of the playoff series changed completely the St. Louis Blues. So it's a really surprisingly strength like that. You had Sven A. Rose at the beginning. Kaprizov is really the most consistency player in that series, but you have Eriksson at the beginning, quiet for the last 2 days, 2 games. Then you got the Perron. Then you got Kiru, injury for the Blues. So it'll be interesting. But for the hockey, to watching that game, I would never have a chance to go see any game because we follow the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hopefully, Toronto will be win tomorrow night, and then game number 7, St. Louis Blues in the Wild. Mr. ENORTAP, that'd be great at the end. Talking about game number 7, let's talk about game number 5 between the Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings, where I'm shocked to see the result about that, but we have to give credit for the Kings win 5-4 and OT at the beginning, so we don't have to go to bed late last night, 72 seconds to find a way to score an amazing, great goal. And I'm really surprised. Not surprised. It's really impressive for me. The players, how strong they are now compared to the past. How many people, in the past, you had nobody pick up the puck and come on their hands, protect the puck from the inside, put their weight on the outside legs, right? Yeah. And stay strong, and nobody can push them because they really go their hedge from the outside legs, outside blade, inside blade, to keep control. How many times we see Josh Anderson does this, right? They cut and they coming fast and they cut at the last minute and the D cannot push them. And that's happening yesterday. Kemp showed us a really great demonstration of those kind of protection. Joel Armia is another one. Yeah, many in the NHL, but this is really impressive for me what he did, Kemp, yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fantastic goal. This is, again, Coach, the importance of that first goal. LA scored the first goal. They were able to impose their style. I don't know why Edmonton has been consistent like this, in the sense that if they score first, they seem to dominate the game. If they get scored on first, they have a hard time trying to get back into the game. I don't know if it's about the defensive setup that they have, or it's just a mental block right now. And it took form yesterday as well. Even when Cash tied it up at 1-1, quickly, at the 9 and the 13-minute mark, LA comes back and takes a 3-1 lead. And then credit to Edmonton, who, even when they were trailing 4-2, with just under, I think it was 7 or 8 minutes left, Draisaitl scores 2 great goals, one shorthanded, one on the power play with about 4 minutes to go, to send it to overtime. You finally got your crowd back into it. You finally gained the momentum, and here comes LA right off the bat. they capitalize on a mistake that's made at the beginning of the overtime, and like you said, Kemp doesn't make a mistake when he gets those kind of opportunities.
Absolutely right about that. It was a very entertaining after the third period. As a fan, we don't have a team to cheer, right? Or to faire the prediction. It was fun to watching whatever they are a little bit late the night, but we enjoyed about that one over there. But Mr. ENORTAP, I don't know if you're ready to rock and roll, but we have a super chat. $6.99 super chat. Dawson Cole. I don't know, it don't show up anywhere, but Rivers.
It showed up.
Super chat. I don't know why he show up on the board, but he don't show on the chat. I don't know. But finally, Mr. ENORTAP, before we talk,
I saw it displayed.
I'm sorry again.
I saw it displayed though.
Really? All right. Talking about one more thing before the yesterday, it was a special event in NHL. It's called the NHL Draft Lottery. I would like to hear your thought about this before we go on the prediction of the 3 game we have tonight. But before we go there, of course, we want to let you know this part.
The first overall selection in the
2022
NHL Draft belongs to
see that. Hold on.
The Montreal Canadiens.
I cannot see that from right here, so let me try over there here. I'm going to bring you out, Mr. ENORTAP, and then I will be back shortly about that one over there. We're going to make a mistake right there. I don't know if
The first overall selection in the 2022 NHL Draft belongs to the Montreal Canadiens.
Number one. The number one. The Montreal Canadiens! The Montreal Canadiens! Here we go! Here we go! The Montreal Canadiens! Rivers! Here we go! The Montreal Canadiens pick number one of 2022! Showing right at home! The Montreal Canadiens! Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP, and now you are completely, people request again. Could you do the same thing you did last night? Can you do another one again? We got a lot of requests, Mr. ENORTAP, today asking me, so wow.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mr. ENORTAP, he was pretty excited last night because usually we don't see him. I'm the guy dancing, jumping everywhere, but you are really, really entertaining last night.
Was excited about it, as you know, and everybody knows all year long. All I've been saying is win for right and lose for right, and it finally came to fruition, which is not. It wasn't easy. Obviously, we saw what happened with New Jersey that went from 5th to 2nd place. It could have easily gone the other way into 1st. So we're fortunate that we got that pick. The only thing I would say, and I know part of it is posturing, and then that's why it got me thinking last night and even part of today. When they won, I was a little bit surprised by the lack of emotion from Hughes. I got to say that. Like, I wasn't expecting, like, we were dancing, but at least, a smile on his face, and it didn't look like it. So I just wondered if there's something he has planned, or he's got something up his sleeve. I don't know. I doubt it, but knowing these two guys, Gordon and Hughes, it would not surprise me if they have something complex up their sleeve.
Yeah. First of all, the twist of this, it was more about him with his son, Jack Hughes. He said he would not draft Jack Hughes. And Jack Hughes sent a Twitter post after that to tell his dad he make a big mistake to not draft his son, Jack Hughes. But it was funny to see that. The people got it about that one over there. And Kelly said, way to go, coach and Abs fans. But we want to welcome Roger Delaney, and also we have Alex. I don't know, Alex, you have a couple of names. I don't know his name. but the ref, Alex, or something like that, welcome aboard. And we have the turtle back in the house, the white tea turtle back in the house. Also, thank you so much to be a part of the show.
Welcome.
And why not to go there, Mr. ENORTAP? We just want to remind everybody, Richard Marlin is going to be on the jail for the next 24 hours. He's already on his way. He got picked up by, because we have a genre the GPS, Mr. ENORTAP. We have a guy, the GPS, because we have to follow Roger. Sometimes Roger, he makes some other turn, and we are always worried where he's going. So we want to be sure we follow the Ladybug. And right now, Ladybug stopped at the Richard Marlin house, pick him up, and now they are on the direction of the Alcatraz Hockey Nation live show. So well, enjoy your time, Mr. Richard. We look forward to see you tomorrow night for sure about that one over there. But talking about, about that one, but talking about this, Mr. ENORTAP, it's time to select 3 game and show us a little bit what your expectations are tonight. And I did not follow you. I think I did. I still my template. So Pittsburgh, Washington, and then the Dallas.
Yeah, I think that's what I have as well. Okay, Coach, let's go with the first game, the Pittsburgh and the Rangers. I mean, here we're really seeing, as I mentioned last time, the difference between an experienced team and a team that's, for the most part, not everybody, but a lot of their players are in the playoffs for the first time or have not experienced success in the past being there. You know, after scoring 14 goals in an impressive home sweep of games 3 and 4, the Penguins have a chance to clinch this series against the Rangers tonight. They took a 3-1 lead with an impressive 7-2 victory on Monday night. Crosby, I mean, that whole line, but really Crosby had a goal and 2 assists. And Pittsburgh blew the game wide open with 5 goals that they scored in the second period. And they chased our friend Shesterkin for the second straight game. I would not blame Shesterkin because of those 5 goals in that second period, I think 2 or 3 were off deflections. And it's more, I'm shocked at the inability for the Ranger defense to converge on their man, and it's giving Pittsburgh all sorts of second chances when there's a rebound out there. If you look at Crosby, he's skating behind the net that well. Nobody is even approaching him. And if you give a talented player like Crosby that kind of time, and the other players that he's got on there like Gunsel, I mean, these guys are going to score on you in bunches. So they really have to adjust that a little bit better. Gallant sort of put it best. He said it's a team, total team disappointment. And he went as far as to say that they played soft, which is the last thing as an athlete you want to hear from your coach. So we'll see if they respond in this game. Pittsburgh, even though they have Domingue in net, they're down to the third goalie. You would think that the Rangers would eventually break through and capitalize on that. Meanwhile, in the background, you still have Jarry that's starting to feel better, and we don't know when he might make an appearance. Probably not in this series, is my guess, and more so in the second series. But I don't know. I don't like what I've been seeing the last couple of games from the Rangers, and there wasn't even anything encouraging where you can say, well, if just this one thing had gone right, or if they had this kind of a little bit of luck here or there, they would have won that game. I just see dominance by Pittsburgh, and I'm going to take Pittsburgh to end this series tonight by a score of 5-4.
We want to welcome back Mr. Pierre Martin. Welcome back, Pierre.
Hey, Pierre.
Pierre was Pierre was in the chat last night, and he thought he was going to the jail tonight. Like you, Mr. ENORTAP, you thought you going to the jail, you never thought somewhere would be 0-4. But you'll be safe, Mr. Pierre, because Richard sacrificed his body for everybody else with a 0-4. So you said Pittsburgh 5-4?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. I select tonight a final score 4-3, and I see the blue T-shirt, the Madison Square Garden, the Big Apple, go to recovery every time of that, and find a way to win a 4-3. The new reborn just taken tonight, and the Rangers going to win in Pittsburgh, game number 6, and back at the Madison Square Garden. I'm too fired up for the Rangers.
Okay, I hope you're right, for their sake anyways. Next game, we have Washington and Florida. The Panthers led the NHL with 4.11 goals scored per game during the regular season. In the playoffs, the Panthers' high-powered offense has mostly stalled, ranking just 12th out of the 16 teams that are there, and they're averaging 2.75 goals per game. Their power play has been just as lethargic. They've gone 0 for 13 in this series so far. If only they could capitalize on that alone, this series would have probably been over by now, or at least they'd be one game away from it. Yet the Panthers, they enter tonight's series, even though they have these negative points against them, and they're tied 2-2 with Washington, thanks to the overtime game that they won the other night. The Panthers have had to rely on other parts of their game, mostly their 5-on-5, which has been actually decent. Their penalty killing, and even goaltending, I would say, were all factors in the Panthers' 3-2 come-from-behind win over the Capitals on Monday night in overtime. Definitely, we can't say that we can put our blame at with Bobrovsky here, because while he hasn't stolen a game, he also hasn't been the cause of a loss either. He's been actually decent. Now, with both teams at full strength, the Panthers have a 49-27 advantage in shots and a 21-14 edge in scoring chances. Florida's penalty kill unit in the last game went 4 for 5, which was very good. As I mentioned, Bobrovsky was very good himself. He put away he made 5 great saves that I recall, just in high danger areas. Perhaps his biggest stop was a game-saving breakaway on Marcus Johansson late in the third period, if you recall that. Reinhart made perhaps the biggest play of the game, tying the score 2-2 with 2 minutes to go approximately. The Panthers then pulled Bobrovsky for the extra attacker, resulting in Reinhart's first career playoff goal. The hero of that game really was Carter Verhaeghe, who's has shown moments during the year where he's been very dominant, and they needed him to step forward. If you consider the fact that the Capitals have been forced to play without Tom Wilson pretty much for the whole series, it's been quite a feat what the Capitals have done. But a lot of the players that are on this team are veterans. They're savvy veterans, and once you're in the playoffs, you cannot downplay their effectiveness. I think this will be yet another close game, but I'm going to give it again to Florida. I think that last win may have just given them the encouragement and belief to play a little bit looser and perhaps take this series. But anyways, for tonight, I'll take Florida to win 3-2.
I agree with you, but I go 4-2, and we welcome Mr. Red Gaming is in the house tonight. Welcome back, Mr. Red. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be great. And we have Mr. Yann Gionnet de retour après il s'est fait after Ian is back in the house right now because he was running from the jail, but he cannot go nowhere. Roger, find a way to get you back. But you're good for the next day. That's what's happening, Mr. ENORTAP.
Okay, great. And our last game, Calgary and Dallas. The Flames, they wrote a dominating performance to Monday's Game 4 win that evened their series with the Stars. What remains to be seen is whether the Flames can keep the ball rolling tonight with the best of 7 series now tied at 2-2. The Flames set a franchise record for shots on goal, 54 of them in a non-overtime playoff game, and scored more goals than they netted in the first 3 games combined. So maybe they've kind of, to a smaller degree, have found their scoring prowess again. We'll see. However, like, the victory was a result of more than just shots on net. The Flames actually, I thought they looked faster, so they used a lot of their speed and forecheck to crack the Stars' defense, and finally were rewarded for it. As well, Markstrom has played, or as well as he's played, the goaltending focus has really been on Jake Ottinger, who has posted a 153 goals against and a 960 save percentage in this series, including the 50 saves that he made in Game 4, even in a losing effort. And those are just fantastic numbers. And it's really the reason why we are where we are in this series. However, the Flames outshooting the Stars in the series by 150 to 106 margin. The Stars know that they can't continue to just rely on Ottinger to keep them alive. And they need more than just that first line to get some offense going. What I liked about the game is right at the onset, who did Sutter send out to take the opening faceoff against Jamie Benn? Milan Lucic. And it looked like he had a message for Ben, at the heels of the message that Ben had given in the press conference the night before about Tkachuk. So I think that sort of set the tone for Calgary, and it put Dallas on their heels most of the night. When you look at Dallas, really the scoring that they've gotten, which is very little. Pavelski scored 3 of his team's 7 goals, with 2 of the other 4 tallied into empty nets. So it's been Pavelski and nothing else in terms of offense. Dallas, however, is tied in the series despite giving up the vast majority of scoring opportunities and managing, like I said, the very little offense that they've had and the few opportunities that have been presented to them. I think that they have to come out stronger if they want to elongate the series any further. But I like what I saw with Calgary in the last game, and I think that should motivate them going forward. And I think they'll win tonight by a score of 3-1. Low scoring, but
3-1.
Yes, sir.
And we want to welcome Mr. Daryl. Welcome aboard, Daryl. Go Flame, go. And also we have Mr. Fabrice. Welcome aboard. Fabrice gave us some score, Mr. First time he participates. So thanks, Fabrice. If you can give us the game, Fabrice, of the Calgary, I think that's it. If you have it, that'd be awesome. So we can put this with other game. That'd be awesome. I'm looking for Mr. ENORTAP. I'm coming there. Hold on. For some reason, I cannot get it because I'm not. It's really hard to follow. Calgary, right?
I took Calgary 3-1.
Okay. Here we go. 3-1, 3-2.
Okay.
So that's what we're at that moment. Finally, Mr. ENORTAP, before everybody, don't forget to click on the likes. It's time to go for the prediction of the fantasy hockey tonight. And suddenly, coach,
total goals.
Coach come
Total
back.
goals, coach.
I'm sorry.
Your total goals. I have 20.
Yes, for me is 22.
That doesn't add up to your score, though.
What about you?
I'm at 20, but your scores add up to.
Yeah,
18.
I put more score for the score.
So what do you want? 22?
Yep. 22. 22.
Okay. All right. And you took the lead.
I took the lead, so you have to go first tonight.
Okay, I will. I'll take Calgary. And then on defense, I'll take Ekblad and Letang. And forwards, I'm going to diversify here. I'm going to go with Panarin, Huberdeau, and Crosby.
Good lineup, but I will go with Florida tonight. Carlson, Adam Fox. My Rangers need to win. I go with I decided, he go with Crosby. He need help for 1-0. And then Huberdeau, but he need your captain, Pargave. And then I say, Panarin, I will going to let him alone. I'm going to with Johnny Gaudreau about that one over there. That's conclude, Mr. ENORTAP. Our selection of the 5 best players. We expect them to have a good night tonight. We'll see who's going to be the result of tomorrow, Mr. ENORTAP. About that Absolutely. One over there. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. We appreciate everybody be a part of the show. Before we shut down here, I just want to give you the situation for the game tonight. 7 o'clock is going to be the game New York Rangers versus Pittsburgh at 7 o'clock on ESPN. And then you're going to also get the Florida Panthers 7:30 and at 9:30, I believe, is going to be the next game, Calgary tonight. What are you looking for, Mr. ENORTAP, before we close the show tonight?
Well, I'm just curious how many of these games will eventually end up going to 7 games in the series. I think when you look at the Washington, Florida, and the Dallas, Calgary, that are both tied at 2 apiece, playing at home are Florida and Calgary this time. So it should, it should be a very critical game for both those teams. With Pittsburgh and the Rangers, there's no choice here, right? They have to run the table, the Rangers. I just think that with Pittsburgh's experience now and with the momentum that they've built and the confidence that they now feel that they can beat Shesterkin, it's going to be the deciding vote for me. That's why, even though I selected the Rangers to win this series, it looks like Pittsburgh is going to put an end to it very soon.
Yeah, 3 game excited. We'll see what's going to happen tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, great night because we have 4 games back tomorrow. And I want to remember everybody will be back at 7:30 tonight to do a live stream, play-by-play between the Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers. We are back at 12 o'clock Monday to Friday for the morning skate show, and then at 6 o'clock, like we are right now, we do the warm-up show. And every morning at 11 o'clock, we have a series of videos called Abs Daily News. I invite you to watching the video every single day. Glad to having you, Mr. ENORTAP. Another great show for the warm-up show. We thank you for all the inside information. And again, and we want to thank everybody. Mr. Renaud, welcome aboard. Thanks. We forgot you, Mr. Renaud. I don't know if you have a question tonight. I did not look at the chat, but we look forward to see you a little bit later, Mr. Renaud, and everybody else. Thanks for your participation. Don't forget, before you click, you leave the chat tonight, click on the likes. That'd be awesome. That will helping us. And until then, my friend, Mr. ENORTAP, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Wow, it was a great show, everybody. Great participation for everyone. We wish you good luck. We'll see who's going to be in the jail, Mr. ENORTAP, tomorrow. And Only 3 games. 33% chance to be at the jail tomorrow. We never know what could happen. But until then, of course, Mr. ENORTAP, one more time. Be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate what, Mr. ENORTAP?
Your 2022.
Here we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing, great night. I look forward to see you the next 30 minutes. Thank you, Mr. ENORTAP.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Pierre Martin, Jose Duarte, Renaud. Thank you so much. Yann Giannet, Kelly, Callie Porter, Yamo, Sander Heiss, François Pitt, Roger, Joseph LANHAM, Free Stuff, RJ, we miss you. Can't wait to see you next time, RJ. Corey Hill. Have a good night.